Today we're going to talk about the do's and don'ts of term life insurance. Now, depending on what age you are, you might already have some life insurance, you might not, but what kind do you buy? Do you buy permanent insurance or do you buy term insurance? Now, if you work for a company, there's a good chance you might have access to some kind of group term life. Maybe even the company's paying for the first 1 times your salary or 2 times your salary. And then they may even offer you the ability to buy more than what they're offering for free. Anywhere from 2 times your salary, I've seen as much as 8 times your salary. This is a great way to buy super low cost life insurance. But there's a catch. In today's economy, we tend to move around in our jobs a lot. And unfortunately, most of those group policies, once you leave the employer, you're not going to be able to keep. So then you have to turn to, do you go out and buy your own term life insurance? You can go out and it's pretty inexpensive these days, but you got to make sure that you're buying the type of coverage and getting the best price. First, I recommend that if you're going to buy term life insurance, don't go to a captive insurance agent. That's one where they only work for one company. You want to go to someone that's going to be able to show you 5, 10, 15 different companies so that you can compare and pick the best one that's right for you. Now, how much do you buy? Well, you want to look and see what your need is. Let's say, for example, you just had a new kid. Well, maybe you need a 20-year term to make sure that you're covered. Or you got 10 years left on your mortgage and you want to make sure your spouse is protected. So maybe you buy a 10-year term to cover that mortgage until it's done. Now, there's one other type of term insurance that you need to understand. And that's the difference between non-convertible and convertible. All right? The super low cost term insurance typically is non-convertible. It means when you get to the end of that term, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, whatever you bought, it's over. All right? They're not on the hook anymore. But a convertible policy allows you at any point during the policy, they have provisions that allow you to convert it to a permanent policy. It's going to be a little more expensive, but you want to make sure that if that is something that's important, that you have the coverage afterwards. Why? Because you don't know what your health is going to be like 10 years from now, 15 years, 20 years. You may not be able to buy insurance in the future. Also, when you're going to that agent to compare, make sure you're not looking at a non-convertible compared side by side with a convertible. There is going to be a few $100 difference in price, and that's really not an apples to apples comparison. So make sure you ask that question. And these are the do's and don'ts for term life insurance on this Marvelous Monday.